Hi class, I'm going to walk you through the instructions for doing Essay 2. At the time of this recording, we're in week 4 in the module. So you go to modules, week 4. And here are the Essay 2 instructions here. These are the instructions. These are examples of Essay 2, and this is the rubric. All of the elements that you're expected to be putting in that essay are in here for you to see. So I'm going to go into the instructions and walk you through them. So there's nothing due this week. You're just responsible for reading these instructions and getting ready to start building this essay. So it will take a couple of weeks to do it. So the purpose of this essay is to look at a text, in this case the text The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect by Roger Williams, and you will be writing about it in its genre context. So the genre of The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect, of course, is science fiction. And so you will be demonstrating an awareness and understanding of a given text's relationship to the conventions or the elements of its genre, in this case science fiction, and demonstrate an ability to analyze the text based on that understanding. So that's the purpose. It helps you with the reading and comprehension and composition elements of this course. So here are the assignment requirements, 3 pages typed in double space, presented in MLA format. You can use your little brown brief MLA section to look at how an MLA paper is supposed to be formatted. The writing should be error-free and the language should be in the tone of formal academic discourse. In this case, I am asking you again to write in third-person point of view. So follow all of those guidelines in the analytical writing instructions that you looked at before, and you will be following these instructions all semester. So you need a minimum of 3 non-fiction sources in addition to The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect to use for this paper and to use them as your evidence. So this means that you'll have a total of 4 sources, but you can have many more. You will make a works cited page for this essay, and there'll be instructions for that as we go along in the process of the next couple of weeks of doing this essay. Use the library database bases, not the general internet. You need to learn how to use the library databases for all of the legitimate sources that you're going to be using for research in this course. So there are plenty of sources that you need for this essay in the library databases, and you'll learn more about that in this week's module unit. So you'll find relevant non-fiction sources to support the claims of your essay, such as information about science fiction novels and specific style elements that illustrate your claims about the character used in it, language use, plot, themes, etc. In the library databases, look for non-fiction academic articles about science fiction using these kinds of search words: science fiction, the conventions of science fiction, elements of science fiction, the elements of fiction, the development of character, etc. So here are some writing tips for this essay. Don't use other novels or other fiction as sources. You're going to be using secondary non-fiction sources to help you write about the novel as a science fiction novel. So if you can go into the library, if you're on campus, they're happy to help, but you can also chat online with the librarian by clicking the help button on the Canvas menu. You can chat with them. Also, you can use the writing assignments that you will be writing over the next few weeks on The Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect for drafting your essay. So each week you're reading a chapter, doing an analytical writing paragraph on it, and you can gather all of those together to build your first draft out of what you have already been doing to write this essay. So that's part of the reasons why assigning them to you week by week, not only to practice your analytical writing, but also to start drafting this essay. But you won't just glue them together. You won't just paste the analytical writing assignments for MPI together and think you have written the essay. You can gather them together, but then write a coherent, unified essay that follows the outline below you will have to do some revising. So address the following 4 elements in your essay. I have given you this outline to follow. You must follow this outline. It's not optional. By giving you outlines in this class, I'm modeling for you what makes good organization for academic essays. So the first thing you're going to do is identify the genre, which is science fiction, and its rules and elements that are applicable to this text. So I am actually assigning you to that week by week, so you're sort of already getting started on it. So define science fiction and its major features. Use sources that tell you about science fiction in this section to support your claims. Explain the relationship of the text to its genre, so provide specific examples from the novel to explain how it is a science fiction novel. Use the science fiction genre elements document as a list, but like I said, I'm already assigning you to do that as you go through your analytical writing exercises week by week, so you will be getting started on this as you read through the novel and do your analytical writing assignments. Then use some specific style elements to demonstrate how this is a science fiction novel. Use specific passages from the novels to show how Roger Williams used character, plot, language uses, tone, etc. to create a science fiction novel. And so you can use this style guide analysis. If you click on this, it'll go to it. And science fiction genre elements for this section. Click on that and you can go to it. You don't need to write about every kind of style element. It would be impossible and very long, but just use a few, like the character, Caroline, write about her, write about the plot and how it specifically fits into the different elements of science fiction, perhaps the tone that the author uses towards technology, and then discuss the wider significance of the science fiction genre in this text in particular. So use the metamorphosis of prime intellect along with outside sources about the importance and significance of science fiction, which is the whole entire point of looking at a text like this and how it fits into the genre. And what's important about it? Why are we looking at it? What's meaningful about it? So I also have given you links to artificial intelligence scholarly journal links if you want to find information there, and as well as the library databases. So these 3 sections, actually 4 sections that I'm asking you to put in this paper are not optional, and they don't represent just 4 paragraphs. It should be 4 sections, and it can be more than 3 pages long, but you should probably have 1 or 2 paragraphs per section to make up your paper. So you can also use the rubric as a checklist to help you write it, which is in this module. And cite page numbers of the sources that you use in this essay. Every time that you use a direct quote from the novel itself or from the secondary sources about science fiction that you're using, you need to put the author name and page number. If there is no author, you use the name of the article. And then if you paraphrase or summarize that information, you also must cite that section of your essay where you paraphrased. Otherwise, you are plagiarizing, but also this is the next level of learning how to do documentation. You may have only been required to cite direct quotes in the past, but you're going to the next level now and learning how to be a more mature academic writer. And in that case, you have to point to the sources, and it's an important skill. You will always be going to the next level and the next level. So a simple rule to follow is to put at least 1 direct paragraph in every quote, including the introduction and conclusion of the essay, and refer to the source at least 2 other times without using a direct quote. And section 56D and E and the Little Brown Brief MLA section will help you with this. Okay, good luck as you get started, and let me know if you have any questions.